in the Supreme Court case that we rescinded support for the Harbor Shores project.
That's right.
Because they never wanted the Supreme Court to know that we did not support it.
That's right.
Say it again.
Speak it, brother.
So that never was entered into an amicus brief, which is very unfortunate. I read the clock deed, and I'm still studying it. And I agree with the dissenting judge.
That's right.
It's unfortunate that those who voted, the other 6, pardon me, are not worth the robe they were wearing. But the dissenting judge said, although the city prevails today, stop right there. The city did not prevail.
That's right.
Private interests in big business prevailed.
That's right.
But they had attorneys at the court representing the city of Benton Harbor, which is not only the commission, but the people. By proxy. And giving a false testimony. It is unfortunate that the judges did not either see through it
They got it.
or were told to go along to get along.
That's actually they got paid.
The Attorney General, I read his amicus brief, but he should have recused himself.
That's right.
Because I was at a fundraiser at Harbor Shores. That's what I said.
Say it. Tell the truth.
In the fundraiser was for Attorney General Bill Schuette. I won't get into who all was there. But when I saw his amicus brief, and now hearing the Honorable Commissioner, that you can tell who supported a politician because you have to look at the first moves that he makes. And one of his first moves was to ask the court to deny an appeal. But you've already walked in office being brought by Harbor Shores. So how can we expect justice to be dispensed from that office and you have already been in bed with them? I have an article here, Unjust Judges Have Imbalanced Society. You know, I look at the 2000 Supreme Court ruling where they ruled 5-4 to make President or Bush the president, which was a judge or judges that made a ruling the first time to decide who the president would be, and he drove the country into the abyss. But that's judges and their ruling. I mean, I could call the roll on many other rulings where you have corrupt judges who allow Emmett Till's murderers to go free. But these are judges. In the famous case in Missouri, Dred Scott, where Judge Taney declared that he wasn't a citizen. So I don't give much credence to judges' rulings. And we need to allow for the Supreme Court and let them know that we are not in favor. So we're asking for the Harbor Shores Community Redevelopment Corporation to come forth, because we have a litany of issues regarding the lease agreement. Personally, in reading the deed, the whole lease agreement violates the deed. Because if you read the language of Mr. Clark, and you read how they're trying to justify, it's unfortunate. Now, I know some don't want to hear what I gotta say, but when the people rise up against you, like they're doing in Cairo, then maybe you'll reflect on the words that I'm saying. Because Hosni Mubarak didn't want to hear it. But now the people are calling for his ouster. And he looked powerful because he ruled with an iron fist for 30 years. So don't look at power and become drunk and intoxicated and think that you won't be rendered powerless. It's time for me to stop. And lastly, we need to talk to the attorneys. We have not received a legal report. We have not received any testimony in writing. But you represent the city in the city commission, in the mayor. I think it's disrespectful.
Yes.
That we have not received the information. I understand Commissioner Joseph accompanied them. But we haven't received a report, anything official from anybody. So we want to subpoena the attorneys, and we need for them to come in. And I'll tell you what Donald Trump said in my closing remarks.
And maybe some, I don't know about the other projects, but I know that the fiduciary for the Inspiration House was the Benton County Health Department. The grant was $140,000 a year. And it was, I think it was guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but I know it went on for 2 years while I was involved. And I have to say that there were some people that were truly helped by the Inspiration House. There was a documentary that was done on the South Bend stations. The house itself, because see, I put in some sweat equity in that. The house was totally condemned. The house had been burned. The house was a wreck. There was no funds, no money from any grants put in the house. It was all volunteer. It was donations, roofing companies, electricians, and it was to help the women in this city. I saw it help the women in this city. A number of strong testimonies of women that were helped. One woman called from her hospital bed after having her baby being taken from her because she was tested positive for drugs. But the young lady came through the program, got her baby back, and is gainfully employed. My grandmother used to say, talk doesn't cost a penny. And, you know, for the last year, and even today, there's just a lot of talk, but not much action. What sort of action is being done? What I mean, to subpoena these or to do, what is the plan? We're talking about displacing city residents. Benton Harbor has more subsidized housing than anywhere in Benton County. In fact, it's a problem for some of the young ladies who don't have children. I had a young lady that asked me that question about this commission, where she said, can I get a place without having a baby? The only thing that you have here in the city, you don't have anything in the city for anyone that works or doesn't have any children. You know, this commission There's times that I feel truly embarrassed because we waste time. We have wasted an entire year. In 2010, what did we get? We got some summer jobs. What did we get? Some summer jobs. We had summer jobs back in the 1970s. We got summer jobs every year. And we probably could get even more if we came together and worked as professionals. We have a goal setting workshop without doing any sort of SWOT analysis. What are the strengths of the city? What are the weaknesses? What are the opportunities? What are the threats besides the EFM? I believe the state's financial pockets are longer than ours, although they may be in trouble.
Serious trouble.
But the truth of the matter is we're in trouble, and the question is what are you prepared to do about it? We can sit and talk about it, we can write letters, we can do all other kind of things. But see, what I did in 2003 was put some plans together and put a house back in business to take 6 women at any given time to house them, to help them get back on their feet. Now, whenever this commission is ready to get down to business and start working, I'm all for it. But the truth of the, listen, y'all had the floor for quite a while. I believe I can talk tonight a little bit. I hope it makes the tabloid as well. The truth of the matter is that talking loud and doing nothing. Where's the plan? Where is the plan? We talked about everybody's failed. Well, New Buffalo did not New Buffalo, but Three Oaks didn't fail. It's because they took their time and worked with the state to remedy their problem. And I want to submit to you. I want to submit to you the fact that Benton Harbor's financial problem was secondary. The real problem was mismanagement. And the responsibility has to stop. It stops right here. It stops with this commission. It stops with their head. The same way that they write grants, the city can write for grants. I mean, we've done it. I was appalled with the very fact, because of mismanagement, when they did the Hope 6 project, that it wasn't the city involved. No, it wasn't the city involved. It wasn't really even the Housing Commission involved, which is a travesty. Well, they couldn't do, I mean, it couldn't be done because of the mismanagement from both parties. And so in order to leverage the grant or to get the funds, they had to have other entities buy in and carry their weight. We can sit here and talk about what's wrong and they did this and they did that. Well, what have you done? What are we doing? Besides every meeting since last July, coming in here and talking. It's pathetic. It's a shame. And we can spew all kind of information. I can bring a bunch of information myself. But what is that doing for the citizens of this city? I see their faces. I deal with them on a routine basis. I feed the hungry. I know what it means to be in poverty. And that's a state of mind. We can feed into the hype if you want to, but the truth of the matter is can you get results, and is there an action plan? I haven't seen one. I sit here and told you when we had the 62-point plan, no, nothing against Mr. Carter, anybody, but y'all don't listen. It's Alice in Wonderland. How do you have a 62-point plan to address a financial problem without the budget being on the plan? It's the same deal with the school system. The school system was doing the same thing until they brought someone in who could come up with a plan to address the budget. That has stayed the hand of the state. They do not have a financial manager as of yet. We could have did the same thing, but we were too busy down at the All-Phase building talking about buying $1 million building, and we couldn't even make payroll last March.
Exactly.